Batman 3 Jokers. Issue 1 is lit, and don't nod, the developers of Life is Strange's new game Tell Me Why is due in 2 days. So but without wasting any more time, let us begin. First of all, we're going to talk about the Don't Nod Tell Me Why game. You can skip over if you don't want to hear this to Batman, but let's talk about them. Recently on Twitter, they shared yesterday the screenshot of Allyson, and personally, I didn't know that we could play as Allyson. Allyson is actually one of the two twins that we're going to control or learn the story about as they return to their home where bad memories happened. We see two Ronan twins, two diverging perspectives to consider and choose from 2 days until Tell Me Why Chapter 1. We're gonna have choices, we're gonna have perspectives on specific events that'll lead to us concluding of what has happened to the mother of Ronan twins, as everyone in that town, Alaska, doesn't want to open that wound that scarred them for years after that event. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be here for it. We're gonna go through it together. The emotional ride begins in 2 days. But now let's get to Batman. So as we know, right after DC layoffs, DC Comics, and we know they cut off a lot of issues, Batman 3 Jokers. This was announced a long time ago, the story by Jeff, of course, and I, for once, was super excited for this one, and I just completed reading it. The issue 1 just came out, so I'm gonna short it out, summarize it, give you all the good parts. It's gonna be spoilers, so you know what, without wasting any more time, let us begin. So the comic starts with Batman in a very bad shape. He gets back to the Batcave, but he's all messed up. Through his Batmobile, because he wanted to get back to the Batcave as fast as possible, he crushes the Thomas Wayne Graves structure accidentally. This wasn't actually intentional. The scars all over the place. We see that Penguin got the best of him. Bane, Riddler, even Catwoman. The scars were all over the place. He was not in a good shape, and Scarecrow apparently was in it too. And the Joker, of course, but not just one Joker. We see at least 3 Jokers, ladies and gentlemen. All of them got the best of him. How did he get back here in the Batcave? We're not sure. Then we see him during Alfred stitching him up. He gets the flashback of how it happened in the alleyway again of Wayne's. The whole perspective of Batman follows perfectly if you go by the whole story of Joe Chill being just a random thug, being desperate and being a coward that he was. He killed both of the parents right in front of their child. Then we get back to the news, and now the story shifts towards Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. Of course, now we actually moved on. This is very interesting that we moved on from Batgirl getting shot by Joker. Y'all remember the killing joke? And then she's back after years of extensive training. We go back and forth of her visions and memories and the news, of course. Then we shift towards Jason, Red Hood. So now we only have 3 characters from Bat Family: Batman, Batgirl, and Red Hood. Red Hood, of course, is going on his own mission to find the Joker. Joker is still at large. There are 3 crimes in Gotham City happening all at once, and all 3 of them was verified by the police to be by the Joker. Red Hood in specific had me touched, and this is a very interesting notion I wanted to point out. I'm gonna point it out at the end of this comic. Then we go back and forth between Red Hood backstory of him remembering what has happened, Batgirl remembering what has happened to her back in the day, but they both moved on and became stronger from that point onwards. Then we get to a crime scene trying to put pieces together. This is something I've missed a lot, but either way, we have Bullock, Gordon trying to figure out what has happened at Ace Chemicals. Batman comes in, Batgirl comes in, they try to put pieces together, and Batman doesn't get the full picture, but he does realize that there is something else going on with 3 Jokers and them planning something big. Batgirl, here's a really interesting part. Gordon, they show that the Gordon knows Batgirl is Barbara, but Barbara and Bruce, they don't know that he knows. But either way, one of the 3 victims on the crime scene happened to be alive. They were infected by Joker poison. I'm just gonna call it Joker poison, and they were being sent back to the hospital, and Batman and Batgirl were escorting them. Then Jason, aka Red Hood, got in and did his own brutal thing of trying to get information out from this victim. Batgirl and Batman got upset. Things got out of hand, but in control just in time. Then we get the reveal of 3 Jokers being together, one of the leaders, and all 3 of them with different traits, but with same mindset, same goal. Out of nowhere, in this forest area, 3 Jokers planning this big killing spree, and they know what they're after. They know Batman is also after him, and 2 of them as well. Then the story takes a really good turn, and this is where my interest picked. They get to Gotham Aquarium. Here we see Batman, Jason, means Bruce, Jason, and Barbara, all three of them having this family together relationship. Even though they have different motives, they went through so much, but at the end of the day, they all know they gotta be together. That part was so good. Now the reveal here is that the Jokers were storing the chemicals here in Gotham Aquarium. We had a smiling shark that was one of the scariest yet coolest things I've seen in a long time. And then we get Gaggy, or as Batman likes to call it, the Joker once called him his court jester. Yes, then Jason went off of him, tried to roast him, and he's like, get them, but save me the Red Hood. They have a good fight, really good back and forth, until the shark comes out and literally eats Gaggy, and then we get the reveal that Joker was here too. It was his plan. Good back and forth between Joker and Red Hood. Joker tries to play into Red Hood's head. As you all know what happened between Jason and Joker in the warehouse with Crowbar. We don't talk about that. They finally get the better of him. Batman tells Gordon that we got one Joker. Gordon reports Batman back that they surrounded the second Joker, and Batman's like, I'll be there. So he left Batgirl and Jason, aka Red Hood, with the first Joker. Now considering their history of what Joker did to Batgirl and what Joker did to Jason, Red Hood, you know this is not gonna end well. They have back and forth of Joker trying to get into Jason's head. Batgirl tries to stop him. She tries real hard, but Joker's words get the better of him, and he literally pops the bullet in Joker's head. Barbara is shocked, and Jason tried to justify himself of why this was necessary. Remember what he did to you, to me, don't you want this? And Barbara is like, no. And this is an awesome line from Jason. Listen to this quote. When's the last time you missed, Barbara? And she gets all teared up. Screw you, Jason, and she leaves. And Jason is there with the dead body of Joker, blood all over the place. And one thing Jason says, man, I hope that's the right one. And then it's over. The issue 1 of 3 Jokers. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here. This is one of the best things I read in a while. I've been out of touch from the comics for a while, but don't tell me this wasn't clean. The next issue of 3 Jokers, which will probably be based around the second Joker, and which will probably be around Batgirl trying to kill the second Joker, and the third Joker will be Batman versus Joker, because the first one was Red Hood versus Joker, the second one will be Batgirl versus Joker, and third one will be Batman versus Joker. I really hope they continue this story. I wouldn't mind them introducing new characters, more from Bat Family like Robin, or even more villains, but I really liked how tight this was, how really straight to the point this was, and it kind of makes me appreciate comics even more. It's really sad that we're in a position where we are gonna get less comics, less stories like that, and only those that are gonna get the big screen attention, movies and TV shows and games, only those will continue from the comics. Like Batman is gonna continue, Superman, obviously, Wonder Woman, Justice League, but like the big stories, the other stories that are kind of like underrated before, now no one's gonna care about them anyway. So we'll be here reading the comics, covering it for you guys, and if you want me to do full comic reading, explanation, reviews, do let me know. I try to do all 3 of that in this video. Hopefully it worked for you guys. If it didn't, I apologize. And boys, do let me know, how do you feel about this comic? Have you read it? You're gonna read more of that. What do you think about Joker Wars or Batman Who Laughs? I'm gonna really recommend you guys to check that one out. But either way, I'm gonna leave you with that. 40k, let's do this, and I'll see you boys on the flip side.